Jain, today we will be engaging with a critically important and evolving area of global politics, global civil society, peace movements and international organization. Traditionally, the study of international relations was dominated by a state-centric perspective where sovereign states were considered the primary and often the only meaningful actors in global affairs. However, over the past few decades, this perspective has significantly expanded to recognize the growing influence of non-state actors, including civil society organizations, transnational advocacy networks, and international institutions. These actors not only complement state actions but often challenge, shape, and redefine global governance itself. In a world increasingly characterized by interconnected crises ranging from armed conflict and humanitarian emergencies to climate change and inequality, the role of these actors become indispensable in promoting peace, cooperation and sustainable development. This lecture will explore how global civil society, peace movements and international organizations interact, evolve and collectively contribute to building a more stable and just international order. To begin with, it is essential to understand the global politics. Global politics today cannot be fully explained without considering the role of non-state actors, whose influence has grown alongside processes such as globalization, democratization, and technological advancement. These actors operate across national boundaries and bring diverse perspective, resources, and strategies into the global arena. The rise of international activism, in particular, reflect a shift toward more participatory and inclusive forms of governance, where individuals and communities are no longer passive recipient of policy decisions but active contributor to shaping them. At the same time, the expansion of institutional governance through international organizations has created a structured mechanism for cooperation among states, enabling them to address shared challenges collectively. This interplay between civil society and institutional framework is especially significant in the context of peace building and conflict resolution, where multi-actors collaboration often leads to more sustainable and legitimate outcome. So, what is global civil society? Global civil society can be conceptualized as a vast and dynamic network of non-state actors who operate beyond the confines of national borders to advocate for shared values, rights and global public goods. It includes a wide spectrum of participants ranging from non-governmental organizations and advocacy groups to grassroots movements, activists, and even informal networks of citizens. What distinguishes global civil society from state actors is not only its transnational nature, but also its normative orientations, as it is primarily driven by principles such as human rights, environmental sustainability, social justice, and democratic accountability. By mobilizing public opinion, generating knowledge and engaging in advocacy, global civil society plays a crucial role in bridging the gap between local concerns and global policy making. In doing so, it acts as both a watchdog and a catalyst, holding powerful actors accountable while also driving innovation and reforms in governance processes. So, the defining characteristics of global civil society, the key features of global civil society further highlights its unique and transformative role in international relations. One of its most significant feature is its transnational nature, which allow it to be transcend geographical and political boundaries, connecting individuals and organizations across different regions and cultures. This interconnectedness enables the sharing of ideas, resources and strategies, thereby amplifying its impact. Another important feature is its norm-driven orientation, as global civil society is deeply rooted in values such as human rights, environmental protection and peace, which guide its actions and objectives. Additionally, it is inherently decentralized and diverse, comprising of wide range of actors with varying priorities, methods and capacities, which makes it both flexible and resilient. Final, finally, global civil society relies heavily on tools such as advocacy, campaigns and mobilization to influence public discourse and policy decisions, demonstrating its ability to operate effectively even without formal authority. So, if we talk about the evolution of global society is closely linked to the broader historical and structural changes in the international system. During the Cold War period, its role was relatively constrained due to ideological divisions, limited communication, and restricted political space. However, the end of the Cold War marked a turning point as it opened up new opportunities for international cooperation and the expansion of civil society activities. The process of globalization further accelerated its trends by increasing economic interdependence, facilitating cross-border interactions and creating shared challenge that required collective responses. Perhaps the most significant catalyst has been the rise of digital communication technologies, which have revolutionized the way individuals and organizations connect, mobilize and advocate. Social media platforms in particular have enabled rapid dissemination of information and real-time coordination of global campaigns, thereby enhancing the reach and effectiveness of civil society actors. As a result, global civil society has emerged as a powerful force in shaping international agendas and influencing governance structures. Within this broader framework, peace movements represents a vital component of global civil society dedicated specifically to the prevention of conflict and the promotion of peaceful coexistence. These movements are collectively efforts that bring together individuals, communities and organizations with the shared goal of reducing violence and fostering dialogues. They are often grounded in the principle of non-violence, moral persuasion and human solidarity, drawing inspiration from historical figures and movements that emphasized peaceful resistance. Peace movements operate at multiple levels, from local community initiative to global campaigns, and they engage with a wide range of issues including war, disarmament, human rights and social justice. By raising awareness, shaping public opinion and advocating for policy changes, these movements play a critical role in influencing both national and international approaches to conflict resolution. So, what are the types of peace movement? Peace movements manifest in various forms, each addressing different aspects of conflict and peace building. Anti-war movements, for instance, focus on opposing military intervention and advocating for diplomatic solutions, often mobilizing large section of society to express dissent against war. Nuclear disarmament campaigns aim to eliminate or reduce the threat posed by weapons of mass destruction, highlighting the catastrophic consequences of their use. Human rights activism addresses the underlying cause of conflict by promoting justice, equality and dignity, thereby contributing to long-term peace at the grassroots level. Uh, Long-term peace at the grassroots level, conflict resolution initiatives work directly within communities to mediate disputes, build trust and foster reconciliation. Together, these diverse forms of peace movements illustrate the multifaceted nature of peace building and the importance of addressing both immediate and structural causes of conflict. To achieve their objectives, peace movements employ a wide range of strategies that combines moral appeal with practical actions. Protests and demonstrations are among the most visible form of activism, serving to draw public attention to specific issues and demonstrate widespread support for peace initiatives. Advocacy and lobbying efforts target policymakers and institutions seeking to influence decisions and promote policy changes. public awareness campaigns play a crucial role in educating citizens, shaping perceptions, and building a culture of peace. In some cases, movements also engage in civil disobedience, deliberately changing, deliberately challenging unjust laws or practices in a non-violent manner or highlighting their illegitimacy, I should say. These strategies reflect a commitment to non-violence while also demonstrating the ability of civil society to exert significant pressure on political system. The impact of peace movements extend beyond immediate outcomes and can be observed in the broader transformation of societal attitudes, policies and international norms. By mobilizing public opinion and creating awareness, these movements can shift the discourse around issues such as war, human rights and disarmament, making them central to political debates. They also exert pressure on governments and institutions to adopt more peaceful and just policies, often contributing to the negotiation of treaties and agreements. Furthermore, peace movements play a key role in the development and diffusion of international norms such as those reflect to human rights and humanitarian law. While their influences may not always be immediate or easily measurable, the long-term impact on shaping values and behaviors is significant and enduring. Parallel to the role of civil society international organization, uh, represents a formal international organization represents a formal and institutionalized dimension of global governance. These organizations are established by states to facilitate cooperation, manage conflicts, and address shared challenges that transcend national boundaries. Examples include the United Nations, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, each of which cooperate within a defined mandate and framework of rules and norms, while their authority ultimately derives from member states. International organizations often exercise a degree of autonomy in setting agendas, coordinating actions, and implementing programs. This dual character allows them to act as both instrument of state cooperation and independent actor in international system. So, role of international organization in peace. International organizations play a multi-faceted role in promoting peace and security at the global levels. They engage in conflict preventions through early warning system, diplomacy and mediation efforts aimed at resolving disputes before they escalate into violence. In situations where conflict do occur, they deploy peacekeeping and peacebuilding missions to stabilize affected regions, protect civilians and support political transitions. Additionally, these organizations provide humanitarian assistance to population impacted by crisis, addressing the immediate needs while also contributing to long-term recovery. By establishing norms and framework for international law, they help regulate state behavior and promote accountability, thereby contributing to a more stable and predictable international order. So, a particularly significant example of the role of international organization in peace is the peacekeeping operations conducted by the United Nations. These missions involves the deployment of military, police and civilian personnel to conflict zones with the objective of maintaining peace and security. The responsibilities include monitoring ceasefires, protecting civilians, facilitating the delivery of humanitarian aid, and supporting political processes such as elections and peace negotiations. Although peacekeeping operations face numerous challenges, including resources constraint and complex conflict dynamics, they remain one of the most visible and impactful tools for managing conflicts and supporting post-conflict reconstruction. So, moving forward, we will discuss the interaction between civil society and international organization. And this is an important dimension of contemporary global governance, and because it's interaction between civil society and international organization, which often work together to achieve common objective. Civil society actors play a crucial role in influencing the agendas of international organizations by bringing attention to emerging issues and advocating for specific policy responses. At the same time, partnership between these actors enable more effective implementation of programs, particularly in areas such as humanitarian assistance and development. Civil society also serves as watchdog, monitoring the activities of international organizations and holding them accountable to their stated goals and principles. This interaction enhances transparency, legitimacy, and effectiveness, making it a key feature of modern governance. So, despite their significant contributions, both civil societies and international organizations face a range of challenges that can limit their effectiveness. International organizations often struggle with limited enforcement power as they rely on the willingness of member states to comply with their decisions. Civil society, on the other hand, can be fragmented and uneven in its capabilities, which may reduce its overall impact. Issues related to state sovereignty can also create a barriers to intervention, particularly in sensitive political context. Additionally, resources constrained and competing priorities can hinder the ability of both actors to operate effectively. These challenges underscores the complexities of global governance and the need for continuous adaptation and collaboration. So, what is its relevance today in the contemporary global landscape? The relevance of global civil society and international organizations has become even more pronounced due to the emergence of complex and interconnected challenges. Hybrid conflict, which combines conventional and unconventional form of warfare, require innovative and coordinated response that go beyond traditional approaches. Similarly, global issues such as climate change, pandemics, and human security demands collective actions and shared responsibility. The rise of digital activism and activism has further transformed the role of civil society, enabling rapid mobilization and global engagement on an unprecedented scale in the context of the need for cooperative governance involving states, civil society, and international organizations has become more critical than ever. So, in conclusion, global civil society, peace movements, and international organizations together form a dynamic and interdependent system that shapes contemporary global governance. While state remains central actors, the contributions of non-state actors and institutional frameworks are essential for addressing the complexities of the modern world. Peace movements help shape norms, influence policies, and promote non-violent approaches to conflict, while international organizations provide the structure and mechanism necessarily for cooperation and implementation. Ultimately, the interaction between the actors demonstrate that sustainable peace and development can only be achieved through collective actions, shared values, and commitment to cooperation across all levels of society. I leave you with this thought in the end of this lecture, and we end this lecture here. Thank you.